Okay, now let us look at relationship within the relational database. So first of all, we have look at the most important elements in a relational database, which is a table, and then we have seen the two most important keys in relational database, which are primary key and also foreign key. Now we look at another element of the relational database, which is relationship. Relationship will connect one table to another table, or in another term, one entity to another entity. So there are three types of relationship. We have seen this before. First is one-to-many. So this is a normal relationship, meaning that there's a lot of relationship in your database later on that is in the form of one-to-many. And then the second one is one-to-one. This is rare and should be minimized. And then many-to-many relationship. Okay, when you do the business rules and initial ERD, you will come up with many-to-many relationship, but your ERD for many-to-many relationship should be broken down further. You cannot stop at many-to-many. You should break it down into two one-to-many relationship. After this, we will look at an example of that. Okay, here we look at one-to-many relationship. Okay, this is a relationship between painter and painting. Okay, if we look at this example, we can say that the business rule for this relationship, yeah, for this between painter and painting, each painter paints many paintings. And then the second business rule is each painting is painted by one painter. If you look at the business rules highlighted there, you can see the word many and you can see the word one. So this shows that this relationship is one to many. Yeah, if you look at the table there, you can see one painter named uh, Georgette Ross who paints three paintings. Yes, so one painter paint many paintings. So this is one to many relationship. Okay, and this is how you represent one to many using a crowfoot diagram, ERD. Okay, this is also another example of one to many relationship. So in this case, course table and class table. So each course has many classes. Each class has one course. Next is one-to-one relationship. Okay, this is an example. Professor chairs department. Okay, business rule. If we want to write a business rule, each professor chairs one department. Each department is chaired by one professor. And if you look at the business rule, you can identify this is one-to-one relationship. But remember, bear in mind, one-to-one relationship is very rare in a database. Next is many-to-many relationship. Yeah, many-to-many relationship. This is how you represent initially the many-to-many relationship in a crowfoot ERD. This is sample data. Okay, if we look here, okay, in this example, there's table student and table class. The business rule is each student has many class and each class has many students. So it is a many-to-many relationship. Okay, this is how we deal with many-to-many relationship. So initially we have two tables, the student table and the class table. Yeah, if you look at the note being put there, okay, actually it is not business rules, but many-to-many, converting many-to-many relationship. Yeah. So first of all is to create a composite entity in between. So meaning that you have the student entity and then the class entity, but the student and the class entity has a new entity in between, and we call this new entity composite entity or bridge entity. And then as listed there, the composite entity has composite primary key from both of the original entities. If you look at the example, yeah, the name of the composite entity is enroll, and in enroll it has class code. Class code is the primary key from the class table, and also in enroll it has the student number, whereby student number is actually the primary key for the student table. Yeah. So how do you write it in a diagram like this? So you see the name of the table, the primary key is class code plus student number. So by looking at this, you know that this table has a composite key or a composite primary key, meaning that the primary key for the table enroll is more than one attribute. Yeah. And then we look back at the list. The PK of the original entity will be the foreign key for the composite entity, and relation we will have the new relationship as one to many at the composite entity side, and this is shown in the next slide. Okay, we look at this slide. Originally we have student has class, so it is a relationship of many to many. So you cannot stop there. You have to break it down, yeah, into two relationship. So you have student and role, yeah. So student one, many at the side of the composite entity and role, and then class you can see is also one to many relationship, where one is at the side of class and many is at the side of the enroll. Okay, so enroll is the composite entity. So you have to look at this diagram very careful, because it shows to you how, yeah, many to many relationship is broken down or changed into two relationships, whereby the two relationship is one to many. And then there's a note: you can name the composite entity with any suitable name, or simply with the combination of the names of the original entities. For example, student dash class. Yeah, if you don't have any idea of what to give the name of the new composite entity. Okay, now this is an ERD. This is a complete ERD of Tiny College. Yeah, so you can see uh, originally we have three entities: student, class, and course. But because student and class has many to many relationship, so we end up with four entity, whereby enroll is a composite entity. Okay, this is also the representation for Tiny College. Okay, next is looking back at data redundancy. So these data redundancy issues here, I want you to read in the lecture attachment, topic 3.3, data redundancy revisited. Okay, this is an example also shown in the lecture attachment. Okay, these are indexes. Okay, we will skip this, but do read in your own time. Okay, so we arrive to the summary. So tables are very important in relational table. And then in the table we have keys, and two, yeah, of the most important keys are primary key and foreign key. You have to be able to define and understand which is primary key, which is foreign key. So each table must have a primary key. Table is linked by common attributes, so this will really create a relationship. Yeah, and then we talk about relationship, three types of relationship. Okay, so that's all for our lecture for this topic. So at the end of your lecture attachment, you will see there's a topic exercise. Yeah, so you follow the instruction in the um, topic exercise, and you submit the topic exercise in your Google Classroom. Yeah, and then this topic exercise, as mentioned in the lecture attachment, is an ungraded, yeah, ungraded exercise, meaning that um, I will not grade it. I will share the answer. You will self-grade. You will not get marks from the exercise, but it is very, very, very important to do the exercises, because these exercises, the questions are taken from final exam papers. So these are actual final exam papers that can appear regarding this topic. So very important to understand, to try to do it first, and then look at the answer that I gave, and then you determine what, if you get it correct, so that's good, but if you get it wrong, so you have to determine why and what are your misunderstanding, yeah, in the topic. So thank you very much. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Please read the lecture attachment and do the topic exercises. Assalamualaikum, and thank you very much.